Jeremy chucks a baseball as far as he can. His arm is operating as A. First-class lever. B. Second-class lever. C. Third-class lever. D. Fourth-class lever. The correct answer is C. Third-class lever. A third-class lever magnifies force in the same direction that it is applied, and the force is applied at a point between the fulcrum and the object. What is the mechanical advantage of a teeter-totter built so that each seat is 2 meters from the fulcrum? A. 2:2. B. 4:2. C. 2:4. D. 1:2. The correct answer is A. 2:2. The mechanical advantage is the ratio of the distance between the fulcrum and the point at which force is applied, and the distance between the fulcrum and the object being acted upon. Energy is A. The power of motion. B. The application of force. C. The capacity to do work. D. The opposition of weight. The correct answer is C. The capacity to do work. Energy is the capacity to do work, to change something. In terms of force, what makes hydraulic jacks so useful? A. The liquid is not very dense. B. The liquid decreases the effects of gravity. C. The liquid does not compress very much. D. The jack spread out force over a large surface area. The correct answer is C. The liquid does not compress very much. 15 J of work were expended moving an 18 kilograms block. At what velocity did the block move? A. 1.3 meters per second. B. 1.1 meters per second. C. 0.9 meters per second. D. 0.7 meters per second. The correct answer is A. 1.3 meters per second. To solve for velocity, you should use the formula W equals KE, where work equals W, and kinetic energy equals KE. This is because any work that is done to accelerate an object is converted to the kinetic energy of that object, the work energy theorem. So, W equals 1/2 mv2. Plugging in the block's weight, 18 kilograms, and the work done, 15 J, will give you a velocity of 1.3 meters per second. The measure of the quantity of matter in an object is its A. Mass. B. Force. C. Weight. D. Density. The correct answer is A. Mass. Mass is the measure of the amount of matter in an object. Weight is the force of gravity acting on that mass. Density is the mass per unit volume of a substance. Force is a push or pull on an object. How is a wedge different from an inclined plane? A. The angles of a wedge are generally smaller. B. A wedge provides more mechanical advantage. C. A wedge compounds force. D. A wedge is used in motion. The correct answer is D. A wedge is used in motion. A wedge is essentially a moving inclined plane used to split, cut, or lift objects by applying force. While an inclined plane stays stationary and helps move objects upward or downward more easily. A wedge moves through the material, converting force applied to its blunt end into forces at its sloping sides. Simple machines are useful in that they A. Simplify tasks. B. Create a mechanical shortcut. C. Are easy to design and build. D. Reduce the effort needed to accomplish a task. The correct answer is D. Reduce the effort needed to accomplish a task. Simple machines, such as levers, pulleys, inclined planes, and wheels, make work easier by reducing the amount of effort, force, required to move or lift an object. They do this by increasing mechanical advantage, not by reducing the total amount of work done. Weight is the A. Amount of stuff in an object. B. Density of matter in an object. C. Gravity generated by an object. D. Force exerted on an object due to gravity. The correct answer is D. Force exerted on an object due to gravity. Mass is the amount of matter in an object. Weight is the force exerted on an object due to gravity. A farmer is attempting to pull a log with a line of rope attached to a tractor. Where should she watch for breakage on the rope? A. Nearest to the log. B. Nearest to the tractor. C. In the middle of the length. D. No specific point on the length. The correct answer is B. Nearest to the tractor. The tension on the rope nearest to the tractor is the greatest. This is because tension is greatest where the force is being applied. What is the advantage of a single pulley? A. It allows you to lift something with less force. B. It changes the direction of the effort. C. It diminishes the effects of gravity. D. It decreases the chances of injury. The correct answer is B. It changes the direction of the effort. A single pulley changes the direction of effort. You pull the rope down in order to lift the object up instead of pushing up. The same amount of effort is required as without a pulley. Power is the A. Amount of force. B. Rate of work. C. Energy of an object. D. Difference in resistance. The correct answer is B. Rate of work. Power is the rate at which work is performed, the rate at which force is successfully applied over a distance. Which of the following is the best example of an inclined plane? A. A screw. B. A slide. C. A swing. D. A hatchet. The correct answer is B. A slide. A slide is the best example of an inclined plane. It is a surface tilted at an angle used for raising or lowering objects. Work occurs when A. Force is applied. B. Force is applied in a certain direction. C. Force is unable to overcome resistance. D. Force is used to move something over a distance. The correct answer is D. Force is used to move something over a distance. Work occurs when force is used to move something, overcoming resistance, over a certain distance. Work results in movement, otherwise, it is just force. Work is calculated by multiplying force by distance. The formula is W equals Fd. Work is measured in joules, force is measured in newtons, and distance is measured in meters. For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction best summarizes which of Newton's laws of motion? A. Newton's first law. B. Newton's second law. C. Newton's third law. D. None of the above. The correct answer is C. Newton's third law. Newton's third law of motion states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This means that whenever one object exerts a force on another, the second object exerts an equal force in the opposite direction on the first object. If a large gear drives a smaller gear, which of the following will not occur? A. An increase in rotational speed. B. A decrease in torque. C. A change in rotational direction. D. A change in gear ratio. The correct answer is D. A change in gear ratio. The gear ratio is determined by the number of teeth on each gear. It is a fixed property of the gear pair. When a large gear drives a smaller gear, the smaller gear rotates faster, has less torque, turns in the opposite direction. But the gear ratio itself does not change, it remains constant for that gear combination.